Hey everybody, hey YouTube, hey America, and hey to anybody that is a Spelman interest. I'm so excited to make this video dedicated to how I got a scholarship to Spelman. So to introduce myself, my name is Kamaya King. I am a third-year political science major on the pre-law track and a psychology minor, and I attend Spelman College, duh. I have a feeling that anybody watching this video obviously is interested in Spelman and knows what Spelman is, but just in case, Spelman is a HBCU. It's actually the #1 HBCU in the nation for 19 years consecutively. Get it right. And it's all women's. Of course, the all boys school is across the street. It's called Morehouse, but we really please. So yeah, that's just a brief introduction on the school. And now I'll get into all the scholarship stuff. So my scholarship is the W. Johnson Roundtree Scholarship, which is a full ride presidential scholarship, and it covers all of my housing, um, um, tuition, and also fees. The only fees that I've come to find that I don't have paid for is my books and my insurance, and that's it. But if you like do the FAFSA, then you can like still get that stuff covered too if you're need based. The W. Johnson Roundtree Scholarship is not need based, however. It's merit based, and that's why I feel like this video is so important to introduce how and what I did in order to get it, because I didn't apply. It's not something you apply for, it's based on your Common App application. So it was quite literally a surprise to me when I got the scholarship. Already looking up the scholarships that Spelman offered, it just was never an application for it. So I was just like, dang it. So I just got lucky, I guess. Well, not lucky, I'm blessed. Amen. So I want to bless you guys and just give you a little one-two of what you could do. This video is beneficial to anybody applying to college, but definitely those who are younger. So you could just already just get it together, like you have everything completed, and it just gives you that early push. And I feel like this information is beneficial for no matter what school you go to, but especially HBCUs, because everyone's excellent at the schools that we go to, so they just want somebody to stand out. So now I'll get into finances. Spelman is very stiff on the funds, I've come to know. I can't complain because obviously like my scholarship, but all of my friends all like explain their grievances when it comes to Spelman and how they fund us as a school. And it's just not the best, but that's also a part of HBC culture, and that's something that should be tackled as a whole conversation, like outside of just Spelman. But the annual semester to like our annual fee is I think $62,000 or $64,000 a year. So like 30 something dollars a semester, which obviously is a lot of money. Like it's a lot of money. And when I first applied to Spelman, my chest, but I had to go. Like I had to go to Spelman. So I think that with that, you just have to be prepared. And this is a video not to get your hopes up or to make you be like, dang, like I don't know. But just to let you know, like Spelman is a little stiff on the funds. When I first applied to Spelman, they only gave me $1,000 a year in scholarship money. And I was need based, I was Pell Grant eligible, so that came to a shock to me. I've heard people say they only got $500. Before I got into Spelman, I actually like was texting people on Instagram and DMing them and asking them like, hey, like tell me about Spelman, tell me about the finances, because I was worried. And they all were like, honey, if you're looking for money, don't think you're gonna get it. And so that really, really made me upset, very stressed out. But I think they're third round picks for my scholarship. The W. Johnson Roundtree Scholarship is afforded to 20 students a year. There's, I think, 4 different scholarship types. The other presidential scholarship is for 15 students. And then they have like tuition scholarships for I think also 15 to 20 students as well. So they really don't give a lot of scholarships. Of course, over time, like if you prove yourself to the college, like after a year at school, you can apply for scholarships that Spelman opens up for you. But honestly, I'm not too sure you can rely on those. When I first got into Spelman, I literally called and tried to wager myself. I don't know who I was feeling like. But I was like, hey, Hampton gave me a full ride, so I have all these attributes, and I just would hate to have to take myself to a different school. And they literally laughed in my face. And I was like, got humbled so bad. I got humbled so bad, but lucky not, because they gave the queen what I needed. But yes, like they're not a school where you can just wager with or try to, everybody's excellent at Spelman. So if you come up to them and be like, yeah, like I'm great, I'm amazing, I have 4.0, I have this, I have that, they're like, okay, so does every other person at the school. And they're literally just gonna tell you, yeah, sorry, like if you feel like you can't afford it, there's like scholarships and like loans you can get. That's literally exactly what they'll say to you, like literally verbatim. So don't even like stress yourself out trying to push and call, because it just doesn't work. It honestly is better if you just get on campus and then harass them. I love harassing the scholarship lady, and I got a scholarship, and I still be harassing her, and it literally helps. It literally helps so much. Just this whole thing. So my scholarship was based off of my Common App application. So it's been a long time since I did that Common App. But what I do remember from my Common App, oh my gosh, is my shirt on backwards? Okay, anyways, we're not gonna deal with that right now. What I do remember from the Common App, I hope y'all didn't see my tag the whole time. Anyway, that's not the point. What I do remember from the Common App was I did have a low key, like my paper was very long, and I really tried to incorporate what Spelman's mission was. That was very important to me. I talked about their mission. That was with all the schools I applied to. I looked up their mission and made sure I somehow incorporated that without saying it. Like I very low key did it. I had like 400 hours of community service. I was going to be a Bonner Scholar too. That scholarship is easier to attain, but it's not full ride. I'm pretty sure it is need based, but some people do have a substantial amount of money covering their school with the Bonner Scholarship, and that's based off volunteering. So if you can get in there doing that volunteering, honey. I have 400. I'm sure there's people with way less than that are Barner scholars. So just try. It's a scholarship that's at Morehouse as well, but theirs is full ride. I don't know why, but yeah, that's just the thing. You just have to have a commitment to volunteer hours at your stay at Spelman. My scholarship doesn't require us to do anything, but just get good grades. So that's the difference in that. But yes, my Common App, mine was low key. Like, if you're planning to write your Common App, if you do decide I'm going to talk about something tragic, like you're deciding, yeah, like I'm going to talk about something sad that happened to me, low key trauma dump, please, before you do that, make sure that the story ends good, like happy, like honestly. Like when you write your story, make sure like you're still narrating something. You want to keep the reader interested. I'm not saying fabricate anything, but like make it sound good. Like you gotta sound good. Like don't just be so factual. Make it sound like wow, I'm reading something amazing. The same way when you read a book, the people that are looking at your application are human beings. Like they're seeing this stuff with their own eyes and they're like, wow, I have to have this person at my school. Like I have to put this person here. So make it intriguing, make it have depth, make it just stick. So that's what I did. Like I did that. I mean, I didn't lie, but I'm not saying don't exaggerate. You can exaggerate. Like what? I just feel like that's acceptable. Anyway, I was also class president of student government. I was third in my class, and I graduated high school with a 4.67 GPA. So that's all important. Please remember those things, and please make sure that you set the bar. Like Spelman, I think our average, the median GPA of people that come to my school is a 3.6. Please just try your best to set the bar. And honestly, personally, me, my GPA is really high, but my first year of high school, I got a bad grade. And I was really, really scared about that. But if you show that incline of your grades, if you go from getting like a 3.4 freshman year, make sure sophomore you get a 3.6, and so on and so forth. Just make them see that, yes, I made a mistake, but I'm showing up for myself. If your decline came later on, I would try to find a way to incorporate the timeline of how that happened in some story that you tell. Like maybe to make yourself look very holistic, just include everything about you, but in separate portions. So in the essays, if there's like an option for you to write a story that could possibly answer why your GPA isn't the best, I would write that. I would be like, like this happened, like a family member passed away. I got very sick during this point in my life. And then when they look at the grades, they'll be like, okay, this makes sense. Just write very holistically. If you talk about something in one part of your paper, don't talk about it again. Like they already know that. Make sure you're bragging. Like you need to set the bar. Make sure if you already showed your resume and you have listed this internship you did and all the work you did with children or whatever you did, okay, cool. Don't talk about that in your papers because we already know these things about you. Unless it's like a very, very, very intriguing story. But otherwise, pick something else. Like if it actually like is really important to who you are as a person, okay, cool. But if it's like something you got other stories to tell, pick the other stories because we already know these things about you. We're trying to see something new. Like seriously, say it. Look at the school statistics of who's going to these schools. What kind of people are going to the school? Obviously, it's black. So, I mean, you can't really stand out there. But if you're like mixed, talk about like your experience as a mixed race person. Stand out in some way. I always think you should stand out and make sure like they have to change that data up. They're probably like schools are always looking to add to their data to just show that they are of substance. Like show that they are well rounded as a school. They are still a business at the end of the day, so they're always trying to think in a business mindset. It's not just your school, they're an establishment. So, what can you do to make an establishment look better? If you stand out, if you're low income, okay, great. Because someone could be like, we actually have a bunch of students that go to my school that's at Spelman College that are low income. We have minority students out, well, or like white students that go to my school, or we have whatever type of thing that makes you stand out that's different from the majority of everybody else. Talk about it. Talk about it. It is really important. They are a business, so you need to come into your application thinking like, this is a business. I'm writing my application like this is a job. What do I do to make this job better? Really, like seriously, do that. That's what I did. So take advantage of your adversity. Take advantage of what makes you stand out. What is the thing that you always just feel like, I stick out like a sore thumb? Someone's gonna eat that right up. Any school you apply to is gonna eat that right up. So use it to your advantage. I spent months on writing my essay. I think I started writing my essay in the summer before I got to college. I mean, the summer before I started my senior year. So I started probably in like, I'd say June writing, and I got like 4 people to write over it. I would stay at 4 and below only because the more people you look at it, the more people are going to keep saying stuff to you, and you're just going to get tricked out of your own mind. So don't even allow yourself to do that. Just stay on top of it, okay? just, you know, ask for them to critique it in the craziest way. When it comes to I don't believe in writing like important papers like that with AI personally. Like when I apply to law school, there's no AI going to be used, but I can't really speak on that. But if I were applying to college, I would not use AI. Please remember, it's not AI bots that's reading those papers. These are real humans, and they know when y'all use them dashes. That's the, we don't be people don't do that for real. So they know like when something just doesn't look right or when something just doesn't sound correct. So please don't use AI. Please limit the AI, please, like seriously. But that might be just bias. Maybe admissions don't care. But if I were you, I would not use it. And then I'd be scared. Like, what if they put your papers through AI generation and they just like get back something's just too, I don't know. It's just scary. I wouldn't do it. But this was also before AI just took a rise. When I was in high school, or at least I just didn't know about Chat GPT and stuff at that time, so I might feel differently. But yeah, um, boom, 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 boom. I did dual enrollment in high school. That is another thing that I did that I'm very grateful that I did. If you don't know, dual enrollment is basically when you take community college classes and then have those credits. Fortunately for me, the dual enrollment program that was offered at my school district, you got your associate's degree. So I completed about 70 credits before, or 60 credits before I got to college, and I also got my associates. So I think that also made me look well. That also boosted my GPA crazy because I had a 4.6 on a 4.0 scale. So keep that in mind. Um, and it just is helpful just in case like you really need to cut down on those classes because it's expensive. So even if you like, that was really why I took dual enrollment, because I was like, when I get to college, these classes are going to be expensive. Let me just cut that price down by just doing this. And so that's what I did. But it ended up being beneficial. I'm currently a senior, but I'm not graduating until next year. I'm classified as a senior, but I'm just gonna stretch the classes out because that's just what I prefer to do. But my intentions were to graduate within 3 years if I didn't get any funding, but things worked out for me. Um, so that's really important. If you don't do dual enrollment, or it's too late, because I'm pretty sure you have to apply for dual enrollment sophomore year so you can start it in your junior year. Please do AP. The valedictorian at my high school, she did no dual enrollment, only AP classes, and she had like a 5.3 GPA. So those are very, very beneficial, and those classes can count towards your prerequisites in college too. So just take advantage. I would only take them though if you think that you can score high. Please, like, don't just be taking classes just to be taking classes. Like, honestly, know who you are. Be realistic. Um, boom, 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 boom. I also submitted early action. I feel like, I don't know if this helped, but I genuinely feel like when you apply early action, it makes them know, like, oh, she's serious. She really wants to go here. She has it all on the line about the school. Early action is so important, and it just locks in that you're on it. I also think it's important to apply early action because you need to get those, like, the schools start to decide who they're gonna let in based on when the applications are rolling in. Spelman is not on a rolling basis, but that's just like any school, I'm pretty sure. Like whoever, like when you submit your application in the early pool, and then there's those students that submit in the regular pool, they already added in like all the people in the early pool, they get first dibs on who's getting accepted into school. And then when you're regular, you just lower your chances of getting into the school, getting scholarship money, and all those things. So that just helps your chances, I feel, of just getting it. And that's just about getting it. I'm not too sure if it helps with my scholarship. I know for sure, like when you apply early, when the applications first open, it's just very helpful to you. That goes for law schools too, and I'm pretty sure any type of higher education. Um, Guys, I think that's literally it. I literally think that's all I have to say. I literally think like that's all I have to say. I just want to add this in there, but I'm actually in Barcelona right now studying abroad. I'm doing my semester abroad. I actually leave on Friday and it's Monday. I just took my Spanish exam. Please wish me luck. Please pray for me. But yes, guys, and this was all paid for by my scholarship because it's the whole semester. It only covers whole semesters, but at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful to have had this experience. And Spelman has honestly blessed me. As a school, it's amazing. I'll make probably another video just talking about like my experience at Spelman in general. If people like drop comments or anything, I'll answer all the comments just overall about Spelman in another video. But if you have questions about the scholarship, please don't fret to drop them in the comments. I will answer all your questions and I'm so happy to help. Please, you can message me on social media. I'll drop my Instagram below. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was applying to colleges, even now that I'm applying to law schools, I like was messaging people on TikTok. So I'll drop my TikTok or my Twitter or whatever. Well, I'm not gonna let y'all have my Twitter, but I'll drop my Instagram and my TikTok down below so that way you guys can reach out to me if you have more questions. When I first made this video, my incoming freshman year, the quality wasn't good. That's why I'm remaking it as well. But I literally met we call them our spell babies. I met one of my favorite people in the whole world because she reached out to me on Instagram after she saw the video and just kept asking me questions and stuff. And I really think that that's so important, and that's why community is so important. Spelman is super big on sisterhood. It's so important, especially as Black women. So I will always help, even when I'm graduated. I will always help. So please don't fret to reach out to me. And good freaking luck. I hope all of you get scholarships. I hope all of you go to exactly what schools you want to go to. And I pray for all of you to succeed in life. So that's all I have to say today, guys. Bye.